The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
We just have so much money. Personal savings accounts have risen $3 trillion. It is just amazing.
Oh, yeah. 3 trillion. Everybody's got 3 trillion in their savings. What are you, nuts? This is unbelievable. Unbelievable. My name is Phil Grandy. Phil'sGang.com. I get so sick of this. This is crazy. You know, they're treating all this money. Remember, where'd this money come from that people have? The Federal Reserve. It's debt. It's not like the federal government sitting there. Now think about the federal government. We're broke. The federal government's broke. It's been bankrupt since 1933. It's never got out of bankruptcy. It's still bankrupt. We have unfunded liabilities of $123 trillion. We spend more money than we take in. We spend 35% more than we take in. So it's not like it's money sitting on the sideline when this thing happened, when the pandemic hit. It's not like it's excess savings. See, excess savings is held by savers. These people aren't savers. You know, all this is borrowed money. Don't let them fool you. If you have excess savings, it's channeled to investment. People aren't taking this and channeling it to investment. That's what excess savings is, to channel to investment. This is an increase in government borrowing. And he's wrong about that number. It's not 3 trillion, it's 1.6 trillion. If it was 3 trillion, I'll give him his number, 3 trillion. That's government borrowing. Let's hope it's 1.6. He's wrong. That's government borrowing. Not extra money. It's not like it was sitting over at Treasury waiting to be spent. It's printed money. This so-called excess savings is the accounting counterpart of extra government debt. The unfunded debt of $123 trillion. The 28, almost 30 trillion national debt. You know, we talked about the Federal Reserve this week. And that's where the money came from, by the way. The Federal Reserve, you got to get rid of the Federal Reserve. It's the enemy of the people. It's only the best friend to members of our Congress, to the United States government, our Treasury, to Wall Street, to large corporations, the top 1 percentile, the gangster banksters. You know, they make it sound like the Federal Reserve is sitting like a good guy. He's going to help people out on Main Street. They're not there to help Main Street. The Federal Reserve was never set up to help the people, the folks, the hardworking folks. It was always set up to screw them. It was always set up to help the rich guy, the largest corporations, the government. That's why the Federal Reserve was set up, not to help people on Main Street, not the hardworking folks. It's not what it does. They don't have the ability to do that. It's not like the Federal Reserve sitting around, oh, we're going to help grow the economy. Let's go grow the economy. We're the Federal Reserve. That's not what they do. Their job is to create inflation and lie about it by financially engineering the yields, to make sure the yields are always down. Try to push the yields down. Because, see, when you have low yields, push the yields up, rather. Push the yields up. So to show the economy's doing great. So you have the Federal Reserve. They're only there to help the very, very wealthy, help the large corporations, help Wall Street, the Wall Street hedge funds, the banksters, and they do that by screwing Main Street. It's that simple, because how they help the very, very wealthy and the large corporations, the U.S. government, is they print money on purpose to create inflation, to inflate assets. When the rich are sitting around and they got all their assets, whether it's gold or art or whatever it is, they're going to take and inflate those assets. That's their job, to inflate those assets. And when they do that through printing of money, they destroy Main Street from within. The guy the family who makes $58,000, even $60,000 a year combined income, they're going to always screw them, because by printing money, their job is to keep printing money and to keep inflating. See, every time you print money, that's inflation. It's a hidden tax. When you print money, you're inflating. And that makes the value of all the assets that the rich hold on to go up in value. They love it. So Main Street is paying for those assets to go up. So when artwork goes up in value, it's off the back of the guy on Main Street. Guy on Main Street is struggling. Him and his wife, at the end of the month, they can't even make their pay. They're going from paycheck to paycheck. And when they're short with their budgets every month, they thank God they got 4 credit cards. That's how they get by. So they've been put in that position because the Federal Reserve, their job is to make the rich richer, and to also the government, our Congress, to help them. Because the government does nothing but spend. Our Congress never cuts. They spend, and the debt keeps going up. So by pushing inflation, printing money, pushing inflation, that means the dollar gets destroyed. And when the dollar gets destroyed, the value of the dollar goes down. So the debt, the value of our debt to China, the value of our debt to Japan, to the Saudis, go down. So they're paying the Saudis back, and Japan and China with lesser dollars. I use this example all the time. If you owe $1 billion to China, then they're going to print money to drive the dollar down. So now the dollar is worth 20% less. So now they go to China and say, I don't owe you $1 trillion. I only owe you $800 billion. They print more. They come back the next day. Oh, I don't owe you $800 billion. I only owe you $600. They print more, come back. Oh, I only owe you $500 billion. See, that's what they do. But as it goes from $1 trillion down to $500 billion, who pays for that? The guy that's his wife making $58,000 a year. For God's sakes. But nobody ever wants to tell you the truth. So get off this. When you hear this, how everybody's got so much savings. That's not savings. It's debt. And the guy on Main Street, you're paying for it. This is crazy. You get to hate the Federal Reserve. The more you know what's going on, you get to hate. I wish I didn't know about it, because it drives me crazy. Nobody can do anything about it. Because why? Because the people who are in Congress, they love the Federal Reserve. Because remember, our members of Congress, they just want to keep spending and spending. They don't ever want to cut. So they always want to get more money printed. So they're in bed with the Federal Reserve. So when the Congress spends more, they get the Federal Reserve to print money for them so they can keep spending. And so Main Street gets screwed. Look, if it wasn't for the Federal Reserve, if we didn't have the Federal Reserve, we wouldn't have $10 billion to create the new Civilian Climate Corporation, or $20 billion to create the Advanced Racial Equity Environmental Justice Program. What are you, nuts? Hey, we'll be right back. It's insane.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG, try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. PhilsGang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up. It never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The unfolding of a market crash. If you don't think the stock market's going to crash, then you got to be nuts. This is going to be one of the biggest crashes ever. Just because they're stimulating the economy, they're plugging money in, keep driving up the debt. No, the market is going to crash. I bring you evidence every Friday on my YouTube channel. I review the week and tell you why we're getting closer to crash, so don't miss it. It's free for everyone. Go to my YouTube channel, Phil's Gang YouTube channel. That's right. I'll be posting it tonight. Now, let me tell you, this, you don't have to pay for this. It's free, but you've got to see this week's. I think it's the best one I've ever done. I put up 3 different charts, and there's one chart that has it shows perfectly this pattern. It's setting up exactly the same pattern that we had when the market crashed in February of 2020. If you look right now, it's the exact same pattern. So I have that chart for you to identify everything is setting up for that same crash. Very high probability. Very high probability. So I showed that to my members today. And I also explained on another chart, it shows you why all of a sudden now that the money, okay, or if you look at the trend is coming to what we call this peak. It's very crucial. What's going to happen here in the next 10 days is going to be incredible. It's a tough decision for the Fed for the Federal Reserve what to do, because if you take since last Friday to now, the volatility has been crazy. Because see, what happens is this: when you continue for 13 years, the Federal Reserve, which are gangsters, printing money purposely to destroy Main Street, to enrich themselves, the 1 percentile, the Wall Street gangster banksters, that's what they do. That's their job. That's their job. Their job is to destroy Main Street to make sure the 1 percentile, that their wealth increases. And how do they do that? They simply print money. And when you print that money, that's inflationary. And when you have that kind of inflation and you're wealthy, your wealth goes up amazing because all your assets go up. Your exclusive real estate, your metals that you own, your artwork you own, all these assets keep going up. But at the expense of the husband and wife whose combined income is $60,000 a year or less. In some areas, it's $125,000, like if you live in New York or Boston or my San Francisco listeners. So this is what they do. They're not your friend. They're not your friend. And they're in cahoots with your fake Business News Network, who their job is to paint everything in the best light, so to get you hopeful, get you optimistic, get you to believe this is it. This is great. Look at this. I got to get fully invested. I'm going to get rich. I'm going to get rich. Like this week here, when we started to see the yields that we saw for the first time, we started to see the big tech stocks break down. They started to break down. And when they broke down, the first thing that these gangsters, these fake Business News Network, these frauds tell people, buy in the pullback, buy in the pullback. This is the time. Get all that tech. Buy Apple, buy Microsoft, buy everything on the pullback. This is it. You're going to get rich. And then just like the .com, you have what I call the tourist investor. He knows nothing. He knows nothing. All he knows, he's been listening for 13 years how everybody's been getting rich in Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and Facebook and Tesla. He can't stand it anymore. And the minute it pulls back and the fake Business News networks start instilling hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria, they jump in so fast, they borrow money. Do you know right now the money they have borrowed is more to buy stocks than right before the .com crash? That's right. We're almost near $1 trillion, $900 billion. That's more than it was before the market crash in 2008 and the .coms. So now the idea, they're trying to convince us everything's great. Listen to this. Listen to this dope.
We just have so much money. Personal savings accounts have risen $3 trillion.
That's insane. You think everybody... We have people that are still going paycheck to paycheck. What the hell is he talking about?
I gotta say, things were a little bit frightening in the beginning on Monday. Why did investors and traders come back in to buy that dip so aggressively?
Because they're stupid. That's why. They're stupid. They don't know what they're doing. All right, we're going to have now, and I'm going to show you this. You've got to go to my site tonight. Okay, you got to go to my YouTube channel, The Unfolding Stock Market Crash. I got 3 charts. If those 3 charts don't convince you that we're heading for a crash, nothing. Now here's the thing. They can't extend a crash. That's right. The ETA can be further down the road. If that's fine. We'll just here. We're in Intuit. From the day that Intuit turned green on my chart, which told us to start buying, it's up 30%. We're in Microsoft. From the day it turned green, it's up 15%. We're in Apple. It's up 16%. If the big tech stocks, what they call the Qs, the NASDAQ 100. Now pay attention to me. The NASDAQ 100, the 100 top stocks, tech stocks, if they can prove, it's called the Qs. And if you have a mobile device, I'm putting it up right now and you can see it. If it can hold where it is now, around $367, and hold for 5 days with above average volume, the trouble is it's gone up. It's gone up from Monday, where it was at $352 to today where it's $367. It's gone up on terrible, terrible volume. What they're doing is forcing it up. The market makers are pushing it up. And people are getting in it today. They have no idea. You've got to wait. Wait for what? What do you need to know? I'll tell you when I get back from this break.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1 percentile? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Okay. So if you go back and take a look what's going on, there's a big red flag today, and nobody's talking about it. Let me explain. We know, any professional knows, you watch the 10-year Treasury yield. If yields are low, and let's just take the yields were at 172 basis point in April of this year. They dropped down to 118 points on Tuesday, and now they're back up to 130 basis points. Why is it important to watch that? Because they're truthful. They always tell you when to buy the banks and when to buy the big tech stocks. When to sell the big tech stocks and go short, and when to short, of course, the banks. It is a great tool because it's honest. So if you go back to last Friday, a week ago, the market closed up 450 points. Now, the banks were up. If you were buying the banks, you made money. Why? Because yield was at 100 it went to 132 basis points from 120. So yields go up. Banks love yields, high yields, because they make money. We come in Monday morning. Boom! We're down almost 1,000 points. When we opened up, we're almost down. We were down like 500-600 points, and then boom, right down to about 950 points. What the hell happened? Well, the yields dropped from Friday from 132, which was a great environment for the banks. And Monday, when we came in and the market dropped nearly 1,000 points, the yields were at 118. So what does that mean? That means big tech should have taken off. All your big Microsoft and Google and Amazon and all those tech stocks should have went through the roof, but they didn't. They didn't. And I warned my members. I said, look what's going on. And this is all going to be explained to you when you go tonight or over the weekend to my YouTube channel. I got it all laid out with 3 different charts and shows you perfectly. So when we closed down Monday night, we were down 750 basis points. Compared to Friday, we're up 450 points. And the yield that day on Monday was low. Big tech stocks should have shot up big. It didn't. Now let's go forward to today. Now today, the yields are back up to 130. The banks should be going up, but they're not going up today. So wait a minute. So on Tuesday, when the yields were at 118, very low, the banks should have soared. They didn't. Today, with the yields up to 130, the banks should have soared. They didn't. What's going on? Well, when you get to a point where after 13 years, these gangsters, all they do is print money, not to benefit you or me, not to benefit us, but the gangsters on Wall Street. Their job is to create inflation, which is an enemy of the people, so they can get rich. But when you do that for so long, and again, it's going to be explained on my YouTube channel tonight. You'll see it. Beautiful video. You're going to see it. And when you do this for 13 years, driving inflation, and then you have the Federal Reserve lie, and they say, inflation's only 2%. We're at 2%. That's our target. Our target's 2%. We're at 2%. When inflation's 15, 20%. So after a while, you destroyed, the Federal Reserve destroys from within the economy on Main Street, because after 13 years, the people have gotten killed because the dollars in their pockets got destroyed. See, they don't have assets. See, if I put a guy who's making, let's even say a guy's making $80,000 a year with his wife, combined income, and I put a 1% guy over making $500,000 a year. The guy at $500,000 a year, remember what he's got. He's got all kinds of assets. He's got stamps. He's got everything. He's got all kinds of metals. He's got all kinds of expensive real estate, and he's happy. So guess what? Between his real estate, his fine art collection, his coins, his gold, his precious metals, he's probably got titanium and platinum, and he loves it because all that inflation is pushing pushing all those up in value. He's becoming so rich. In fact, since 2020 of March to where we are today, the 1 percentile doubled their net worth from 15 trillion to 30 trillion. 15 billion to 30 billion. Everybody else, the guy on Main Street, he and his wife work hard, $65,000 a year combined. If you aggregate, put all of them together in one pile, their wealth only went up $4 million. See what I'm saying? Why? Because the Federal Reserve job is to screw you. It's to make sure the big guys, the Wall Street, the owners, our owners get rich. That's what the deal is.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
There you go. That's the Federal Reserve. Think of them as the Federal Reserve. So they're always going to screw you on Main Street. But you can break away from that. You can do it if you know what you're doing. Look, I've been on this earth for 75 years, been in this business over 50 years. Our members, they're always on the right side of the transaction. We don't listen to the fake Business News Network. We know what's going on. Every day we watch these yields. We know in advance which way this market's going to go. Ask any of our members, they'll tell you it's true. Because remember, the stock market is forward-looking. But do you have anybody doing that for you? Do you have anybody doing that for you? No. When you call them and say, what should I do? What should I do? What do they say?
you're fine. You don't pay attention to the value of your house every day. Don't pay attention to your portfolio.
Yeah, don't pay attention to nothing. What are you, nuts? So, right now, there's a lot of money still to be made. What's that mean? Well, if they're going to continue to rig the market off the back of our workers, destroy the workers, all you have to do is look at the Qs. QQQ is the symbol. If the Qs hold in the next 5 days, they got to hold above 368. Stay there for 368, and the volume has got to be above average. If it can do that for 5 days, then that means all you go get right back into Facebook and Apple and Google. They're going to continue to soar. But wait a minute. It doesn't mean the crash is over. The more they do that, the more Main Street's getting destroyed. So the ETA of the crash is being extended, but the bubble is being expanded. You just need to have somebody work it through, help you work through this. Now, the Federal Reserve is not our friend, as I said. Let me ask you a question. If you asked the question of 100 people, what do you think a stock market would do during a 6-month time frame? If at that time, at the same time, let's say during that 6 months, 22 million people lost their jobs, the price of food and other staples went up 21%, rent increased 3 times higher than normal, and anyone would say what? What do you think? If you ask that question, what do you think the market would do in that situation? People say the market would crash. The market would crash. Do you think it would crash? Let's think about it again. Take 6 months, and during that 6 months, during the 6 months, as 22 million people were losing their jobs, food was going up, staples were going up 21%, rent was increasing 3 times higher than normal. You would say the market's going to crash, but instead, the market soared. So how could the market be going up 113%? During a time 22 million people are losing their jobs. Rents increasing 3 times higher than normal. Food staples going up 21%. 22 million people losing their jobs. And the market's soaring. You guys say, that's crazy. No, that's the Federal Reserve. So what you need somebody that's going to help you get through that. So you know exactly what to do. Our members every day know what to do. I'll be right back after this break. Join my gang, free for 10 days.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
Hi, I'm Phil Grain at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Show. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Then go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-GANG. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. By 7 o'clock Eastern Time tonight, I'm going to be posting on my YouTube channel the unfolding of the stock market crash. This is going to be the most comprehensive one I've ever done. You're going to have 3 charts. By the time you finish looking at this, it's about 8 minutes long. You're going to know exactly, when someone says to you, what do you think the market's going to do? You're going to be able to explain to them perfectly what the market's going to do. In the meantime, I want to reach out to you. Now think about this. The biggest thing about the market, the beautiful thing about the stock market, is you don't want to listen to these dopes. Listen to this.
I am not worried. There may come a time where inflation rears its ugly head. We just have so much money.
So much money, right? And everything's great, right?
I gotta say, things were a little bit frightening in the beginning on Monday. Why did investors and traders come back in to buy that dip so aggressively?
Well, it's because we're in a bull market.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You know the last time you heard this? Right before the dot-com crash. Remember, they said the same thing. Remember this?
We just have so much money.
Yeah, just like the dot-com crash, the housing crash. See, the problem with these guys, their job is to make sure that they excite you. That's their job. They're never going to go on the air and tell you the truth. That's not their job. They'll never get invited back on. They'll never keep their job. You see what I'm saying? Their job is to get you excited, to get you to buy. Commission. I always say to my members, and I always say to my team, look, our job when someone joins, the first thing is to make sure they don't lose money. If they don't lose money, we'll keep them forever. That's our first job. And to teach them how not to lose money, they got to understand how the market works. It doesn't work like these guys tell you. These guys are lying to you. They're frauds. It doesn't work the way they tell you it works. It's very simple, and it's a lot of fun. It's so simple that I designed a chart that would follow the money. It turns yellow when the money is almost ready to come out of that stock. So it gives you a warning. Call to action. You got to do something. You either get out of the stock before it turns red or sell it short. Very simple. But it tells you. Same thing when you're getting into a stock. Stock may be going up, but there's not enough money. Just like today. The Qs are going up, but there's not enough volume. It's called a head fake. 99.9% of the people don't know that. They're all going to be jumping in the Qs. Everybody today's going to be jumping into Facebook and Google and all that. You got to have a plan. Look, if the NASDAQ the NASDAQ 100 doesn't get above and doesn't stay above my target, and I'll give you that target again so you don't have to worry about it. You can write it down, do what you want, Qs, QQQ. If it can hold 368 for 5 days next week with above average volume, then we're going to continue to add to our Microsoft, our Intuit, all the positions we're in. Right now we're taking a lot of the profit. We're selling into them today, taking half the profit, put in our pocket, and we're putting a stop in. That's like an insurance policy. So if it pulls back by Monday, we'll be out. We've kept our profit, and we don't get hurt. Now, if it keeps going, and let's say it holds, and everything works out fine, doesn't mean the crash isn't coming. It just means we're going to make more money. We're going to make more money on the upside in these big tech stocks. But let's say it comes Monday and Tuesday, all of a sudden the big tech stocks start dropping back because the yields are too high. Remember, big tech has to have low yields. The banks love high yields. Now, I know most of you don't even know what I'm talking about. That's why if you join the gang free for 10 days, we do all this for you. At 2 o'clock every afternoon, and you don't have to come to class, you don't do nothing. Just 2 o'clock every afternoon, we post our portfolio, and we tell you exactly what to do with each stock. It's that simple. We tell you what to do with every stock. Does anybody do that for you? No. So if you don't want to go to class, you don't have to go to class. It's that simple. So our goal right now is this. Let's say that the Qs don't meet my goal. That means we are going to be ready, okay, to sell short these stocks. If it meets our goal and the yields keep going up and the big tech stocks are going up on high yields, that's very dangerous, but we'll still buy them, put our stops in, and none of our members will get hurt. See, you want the yields going down to move big tech stock up. Now, if in fact we start seeing the yields go up and the big tech stocks come down like they should, and they will, trust me, they will. This is an oddball. They will come down. Then we're ready to switch into the airlines. We're ready to switch into the cruise lines. We're ready to strip into the casinos. So we got everything all planned out. Our business plan is in front of us. See, every individual stock, we treat it as an individual business. Like it's an individual business, a profit center. And we take care of that business for you. As I say, you don't even have to come to class if you don't want. Every day we'll tell you what to do with that stock. Try it for 10 days free. You'll see it works. Look, all I can tell you is this. For 10 years, they've been screwing Main Street. Remember, the only way Congress can raise revenue, they either print money, have the Fed print money to purchase treasuries to keep rates low. By keeping rates low, remember, they have a large savings on the national debt. That's why they keep pushing the rates down so they don't have to pay as much interest on the national debt. That's one way they save money. The other way they do it is raise taxes, but they never do that because that's not popular. You ever hear, you think they're going to raise taxes? No, they don't do that. That's not popular. So instead, what they do, the Federal Reserve gets together with our Congress and they screw Main Street. They do a tax increase. Yes. Now remember what I told you. We are spending more than the tax that we take in, tax revenue. So how they increase the tax revenue, please listen, how they increase the tax revenue, our Congress, the way they screw us, is in a stealth manner. They increase inflation. And when you increase inflation through massive money, that's through massive money printing, that's how you increase it. That increases the wealth of those who are already wealthy. And it screws the people on Main Street because it's a tax only on the people in Main Street. When you hear Biden or any politician tell you no one who makes less than $4,000 is going to pay taxes, that's a lie every day. As long as there's inflation, and inflation is around 15%, it's not 2%. As long as you have inflation, you go to the supermarket, coffee's up 40%, and and you hear this dirty word, it's transitory. No, what's transitory is the stock market. What's permanent is this inflation. So they're going to do everything they can to tax us secretly by printing money, push that inflation up, which pushes up the precious metals, the platinum, titanium, the gold coins, the art for the rich. They're getting richer. They love inflation. The guy on Main Street, all of a sudden he's going to reach a point. He's gotten so beat up that the value of his money is so low, he has no savings, no retirement, he's screwed. He finally's going to make that decision. You know what? I either got to pay my payment on my house or I got to pay my payment on my car. I can't do both. Or I got to pay my payment on my credit card. One of those has got to go. He'll always keep his credit card first. And that's coming close. But in the meantime, until that happens, if they decide to rig this market to keep the big tech stocks going up, let's stay in the best tech stocks. We're in one of the best tech stocks right now, Intuit. We're into Intuit. That's one of our great stocks. We're since it turned green, our members, since it turned green, up 30%. Microsoft, since it turned green, up 15%. Apple, up 16%. If they continue to rig the market, financially engineer it to keep the big tech stocks going up by dropping the yields, let's stay with those. If they can't, and the yields keep going up and they're going to come back down, then let's get ready. Okay, for a big crash or at least a 10% correction. Either way, we're going to be just fine. Just fine. But just remember, please, they are not your friend, the Federal Reserve. Now, again, tonight, go to my site, philsgang.com, my YouTube channel, please. And it's free. And I did a lot of work on this, and when you're done with that 5-6 minutes, you're going to say, God, I understand what he's talking about. Now I know exactly when this market's going to crash. I get it. And okay, so in my deal with you, it's free. How about helping out St. Jude? So I'm going to reach out to you, let you know when the market's going to crash and why. Please reach back to St. Jude and help them. Hey, see you on the charts. Join my gang free for 10 days.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to